yogis. So please just give me one moment. So this is going to be a live video where I go over my new online Yin Yoga teacher training, which is launching in just a few days. I'm going to be answering the most common questions I've received about this training, and then at the end I'm also going to open it up to you guys if you want to ask your own questions of anything that I haven't covered in this video. So I just have my laptop here over, oh perfect, hi Laura. So if you guys that are already here on the call, if you could just let me know and confirm that you can see me properly and that the audio is coming through, that would be wonderful. I don't do live videos very often. They make me pretty nervous. Not for any, you know, major reason. Like, I'm pretty used to being on camera and things like that. Sorry, I'm getting notifications. But I don't know, every time I've ever done a live video of any kind, there's always been some kind of problem. Either we've lost the internet connection, or someone rings at the door and I have to pause and go answer, or more often than not, my dog starts to bark or my cats knock over the camera. It's never really worked smoothly for me, but I'm hoping that today will be the exception. So I'm going to give just one moment, like 1 minute basically, for more people to tune in, because I know a lot of people had questions. So perfect, you can see and hear clearly. That's great. Those of you who are on the call, I would love to know where you are tuning in from, where you are in the world. I'm in Ottawa, Canada, and I always think it's really cool to, I don't know where everyone else is from. That's probably the coolest thing about being an online yoga teacher, is that you end up having an audience pretty much all over the world. And I think most of the people who follow me and follow my channel are in the States and America, but I know we have some pretty much all over. Wisconsin, amazing. New Hampshire, great. Not too far from me. Pretty much same. I think both of those are Eastern time zone as well, just like me. Okay. All right, so I'm going to check in with the messages every now and then and check in on the questions. But this video is for me to go over all the frequently asked questions I have been receiving about my upcoming online Yin Yoga teacher training. So, oh, Southampton, UK, awesome. So if you guys don't already know, in just a few days, I am getting ready to launch my online Yin Yoga teacher training. This is something I've been working on for a very, very, very long time, and it's actually something that's been ready for a long time, but I've been too scared to launch it because, I don't know, it's kind of like the biggest, it is the biggest endeavor I've done so far, and it's, you know, scary and exciting, and I wanted to make sure that everything was like just right and perfect before I launched it into the world. So I feel like I'm finally ready. The time is now, and so many of you have been asking for this for a very long time now. Oh, more people in the UK, awesome. So this online Yin Yoga teacher training is a 30-hour continuing education program. It is either meant for yoga instructors who want to continue their education and start offering Yin Yoga courses and Yin Yoga classes either in their studios, so their private clients, maybe even online. But it's also open to everyone, meaning that even if you are not a yoga teacher, you can still do this course. I know a lot of people just want to do these kinds of courses because they want to deepen their own knowledge and they want to improve their own home yoga practice, right? So I've definitely been there. Even before I was a yoga teacher, I was still attending yoga workshops and doing continuing education programs just because I wanted to learn, you know, even though I wasn't teaching yet, didn't mean that I couldn't benefit from that information myself. Now, by far, the most amount of questions that I've gotten are around the certifications and what this means, how you can use it, what does it mean to be a Yin Yoga certified teacher, how does this work with Yoga Alliance? So that's really what I want to talk about first and foremost, and then I'll tackle other topics. But I mean, I've probably gotten like 50 emails over the last 2 days just around this question. So what many people don't know, and I only learned this once I was already a teacher, is that there isn't actually any legal governing body that oversees the world of yoga. Meaning that legally and technically, anyone is allowed to call themselves a yoga teacher and to teach yoga without training. And, this has, of course, a lot of risks to it. There are a lot, there's like pros and cons. It's not something that I want to debate, but basically the yoga world is not organized enough where there are no legal requirements around calling yourself a yoga teacher. However, we do work within the standards. Yoga Alliance has set the standard that to teach yoga of any style, vinyasa, hatha, yin, doesn't matter, to teach yoga, it is recommended that you have at least a 200-hour yoga teacher training certification. But again, legally, that's not required. So legally, whether good or bad, ethically or not, anyone can kind of go out there and teach a yoga class and call themselves a yoga teacher. But it is recommended that you have a 200-hour teacher training program. So ethically, we would want our teachers to at least have a 200-hour teacher training program before teaching other people how to practice yoga. My program is a 30-hour program. It's not 200 hours. It's 30 hours, and it was designed mainly for one of two populations. First populations being, I wanted this 30-hour program to serve as continuing education for existing teachers. So people who are already teaching yoga, or maybe they're not teaching yet, but they've done already their 200-hour teacher training, and they want to know and learn more about yin yoga, and they want to get a little bit more training so that they can feel confident and start to offer yin yoga classes either in studios or privately or through workshops or even online. And then this course, this 30-hour certification, is also really good for students who are not certified to teach yoga yet. Maybe have maybe you want to be a yoga teacher one day, maybe you don't. Regardless, for students who are not yet certified at the 200-hour teacher training level, they can still sign up for this training, and that will serve as a way for them to deepen their knowledge of yin yoga and deepen their knowledge of the practice so that they can practice safely and effectively at home. So, oh, hi Tina. I love the idea of doing this online. Yes, online is amazing. It's convenient, it's flexible, and it's very affordable. And price is something that we're going to talk about at the end of this. So, this 30-hour yin yoga teacher training will give you a certificate of completion. So everyone, no matter what, at the end of this course, at the end of your 30 hours, you are going to get a certificate that shows that you have graduated from a yin yoga specific training. If you are already registered with Yoga Alliance, if you are a 200-hour or a 500-hour or even a 1,000-hour teacher training, teacher registered with Yoga Alliance, you'll be able to use that certificate. It will count as continuing education credits. So I made a video in the program, so in the online yin yoga teacher training, that shows you exactly what you need to do on the Yoga Alliance website to enter the hours. My course, while it is 30 hours long, Yoga Alliance is giving it allows you to have 20 non-contact hours. So that certificate of completion you get is worth 20 non-contact hours of continuing education. Yoga teachers watching this now will know that if you are registered with Yoga Alliance, every year you need to attend workshops and courses, and you need to basically keep your training up to date. So you guys are going to want some continuing education credits. This is what my program will be able to get you. So even if you do this yin yoga training, which will certify you to teach yin yoga, it is ethically recommended that you do a 200-hour minimum teacher training prior to teaching other people any style of yoga. So I hope this clarifies things a little bit further. So if you are, and I'm just reading my notes here to the side. So if you are already a teacher, you can use this training as continuing education with Yoga Alliance, 20 non-contact hours which is the maximum you're allowed to have every single year. Every year you need to continue your education. And if you are not a teacher, so not already with Yoga Alliance, not having done any 200-hour teacher trainings, this training is just going to deepen your knowledge about Yin Yoga, and it's going to help you improve your home practice. So while you will be certified to teach Yin Yoga, I would just heavily recommend that you wait until you have your full extensive training before going out and taking this into the world. So what is important, a couple people said that they wanted to take my Yin Yoga course and that later on this year they were planning to sign up for an actual 200-hour teacher training. If this is the case, you can absolutely do both. So the great thing, and I'll speak a little bit about this now, but on November 9th, so that's this Friday, I'm going to be launching the course to everyone who's on the VIP waitlist, and everyone on that waitlist is going to get first access to the training, and they're also going to get it at a discount. And it's a pretty generous discount. We'll talk about price at the end, but it is pretty generous. So if you are thinking that this is something you want to do down the road, I would highly recommend getting it now while the price is cheaper, because you get lifetime access to it. So that was another question that I got fairly often, is how long do I have to complete the course? When does it begin? When does it end? It is a self-study course. This was something that was super important to me. I know that we all have really busy schedules. We all have a lot of things going on. I don't want you to feel rushed when doing this program. So as soon as you buy it, as soon as you sign up, you're going to get immediate access to it, and you have it forever. You have access to this for life. You can complete it at your own pace. You can take breaks. You can ask me questions. I'll be checking in very regularly within the program to answer any questions you may have, offer you support, and do all of that. So if you want to buy it now because the price is cheaper, but only start it in 6 months once you've graduated your teacher training program, that's totally fine. You can absolutely do this. And the great thing, and this is another one kind of my values and something that I feel very strongly about, is that I only want you to pay once for something. So I like to continuously add value to the programs that I create. So every year I'm going to be adding new content to this online Yin Yoga teacher training. So based on feedback that I'm gonna get from you guys, and based on requests that I'm gonna get from you guys, and even I have some ideas of things that I already know I want to add and contribute to this training, even though it hasn't already been launched yet. I'm already thinking of all the ways I can improve it and make it better. So every year I'm going to be adding more and more content, and you're just gonna get that new content free of charge. So it's kind of a purchase once, get access to everything for life. I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to ask you to pay more money for a program you've already enrolled in. I've been a part of trainings before where every time they release new content, you have to pay more, and it just didn't jive with me. That's not how I want to operate. But I can tell you now, this is kind of the thing that you need to take into consideration, is that because I am planning on adding on to this training every single year and continuously making it bigger and better, well, as that program gets bigger and better, it will probably also become more expensive. So right now, in that first wave of launch, especially if you're on the VIP waitlist, you're never ever, I can guarantee you'll never get a better price than you have right now. So I can share, I wonder if there's a way that I can type in here. I'm on my phone. But I have, if you are not yet on my wait list and you would like to be on it, this link is very simple. It's bit.ly/yin waitlist, and you just leave your name and email, and then on November 9th, so in 2 days, you'll be the first to know when registration opens, and you'll get a special time-sensitive discount. And then for everyone who is not on the wait list, we're launching on Monday, November 12th. So I don't seem to be able to, oh, I can. Okay, let's see, hang tight. I'm gonna put it in the comments. So it's bit.ly, bit.ly/yin waitlist. There, I just posted it. You should see it in the comments pop up right there. Oh, thank you so much, Laura, for typing it out. That's so nice of you. Thank you. You guys are the best. Okay, back to some of the frequently asked questions that I got. So how long do I have to complete the course? I think I covered that. You have forever. Take your time, take as long as you want, take some breaks. It's all good. Seriously, don't stress. You never lose access to this program. You'll automatically get access to new material as it becomes available completely free of charge. Okay, I had a lot of questions about location restrictions. I know I'm an online yoga teacher, even though I'm based in Ottawa, Canada. There's basically not many people in Ottawa who kind of know me or follow me. Most of you guys are scattered all around the world, so there are no location restrictions. This online Yin Yoga teacher training is open internationally. So, however, there is a tiny little disclaimer with this. So when you sign up for this online teacher training, you get 20 video lessons, 6 yoga classes, a 100-page PDF teacher training manual, which is like amazing. I'm so proud and so happy with this manual. And you also get a physical copy of my book, Yin Yoga, which I now realize I should have probably had on the call with me, but I don't have it. So my book, Yin Yoga, every single person who signs up for this training is going to receive a copy of it sent to you via mail. Now, these orders are fulfilled by Amazon. So while my program, my training is open completely globally all around the world, there are a few countries where Amazon does not ship to. It's very limited. So I have the list right here. I think there's only like 5 of them or so. So Amazon does not deliver to North Korea, Somalia, Cuba, Iran, Botswana, Iraq, and Myanmar. So those locations, I don't think I'll be able to actually ship you a physical book. If I end up having any students from those areas who sign up, I'll see if there's anything else I can do to kind of get you your book, but for now it doesn't really look like it's going to be possible. But otherwise, if you're anywhere else in the world, you'll get the book, you'll get the program. It really absolutely doesn't matter. So I had a lot of questions about this Yin Yoga book. So your tuition includes a copy of my book, Yin Yoga, Stretch the Mindful Way. You do not have to pay for shipping. Please don't worry about that. No matter where you are in the world, shipping is covered. I made sure to factor that in with the cost of the tuition. It was really important for me that you didn't have like any, like unforeseen costs and things like that. So don't worry, even if you're like in Bali or somewhere, I'll still ship the book out to you and you don't have to pay. So don't worry about that. I factored that into the tuition. This is going to be, look, I'll be totally honest. I've never done anything like this before. This is my first time blending a digital product with a physical product, and first time working with Amazon in this way. So I'm sure there will be some hiccups along the way, but if you guys can be, really patient with me, well, I'm going to give it my best shot. And so another thing about the book, people ask how long will it take for me to receive my book in the mail? This totally depends on where you are in the world. I did a few test runs with like a couple people. I pretended like they're students and I tried to ship them the book. So Canada and United States, most likely you're gonna get your book within 5 business days. Most of the time it's like 3 days. Amazon is super quick with shipment, and it's very simple, very easy. So North America in general and a lot of Europe, 5 business days is pretty much all you will have to wait. Some other locations in Africa and in Asia, you might need to wait up to 3 weeks, but again, I don't think it's going to be that long. I'm just kind of putting 3 weeks as a way to kind of cover my bases and not set you up for disappointment if it does take more than 5 days, for example. But for all the test runs that we've done, everyone got their book in less than 5 business days. So I really don't think it's going to be too long. I have no idea how many people are going to sign up for this, and I'm kind of doing the fulfillment and doing it all myself, which I'm now regretting and thinking maybe I should have asked for help, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to try as much as possible to fulfill the order within 1 business day. So if, for example, you sign up on November 9th and you join this online training, I'm going to try to get the book shipped to you on November 9th or November 10th. I really want to keep it like around that 24-hour period. But I mean, if I get like 1,000 people sign up in one day, I guess I won't sleep and I'll just be on my computer shipping books via Amazon. We'll see. I doubt that many people will, will actually sign up, but I'm going to do my best to be as quick and efficient as I possibly can. I, of course, want you to get your book, and I would recommend, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I do think it is nice to have the physical book as you go through the digital training. You don't need to, but I think they go really well hand in hand. Sarah, oh yes, I am bubbling with excitement. I am very excited, although half of this excitement is also stress and nerves, because I don't know, I really want you guys to like this training, and it's, it's an investment in your education, and I want to make sure that you're happy with your purchase and that it goes smoothly, and yeah, I don't know. It's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so do we need to pay for the physical book? No, you don't. It's included in your tuition. So there is no extra cost. Your tuition for the online training comes with a free copy of my book. I pay for shipment. Don't worry about it. One question I got is, do I need Facebook for this program? Not at all. No, you don't. Eventually down the line, I might end up, and when I say like eventually down the line, I mean in like 3 to 6 months, I might create a private Facebook group for all of the students to join. But for now, I am trying to make things as simple and easy as possible. And until I have a better idea of, how many people are actually in this training, it's going to be too hard for me to kind of make a decision on that. But for now, I want it to be open to everyone. So within the training, we're going to have like a little forum. So you can absolutely leave comments. You can ask me questions within the individual lessons themselves, as well as like at the end, when you finish the program completely, there's a lesson which is just like a comment board. So you can, ask me questions or leave a comment, leave a review, interact with the other students, all that. And if you guys, the students who are registered, ask for people, ask for a Facebook group, I'm happy to create one. But for now, you absolutely do not need Facebook. So charge of the course, the price, we'll get to that later. So price is actually not going to be announced until we launch on February 9th to people who are on the wait list, and February 12th, which is Monday, to everyone else. Okay, another question that I received is it possible for the class to get full? Am I in a rush to sign up? So no. At the moment, no. Until I launch the program and see what the process is like, I won't really be able to know how it goes, but I plan on leaving registration open for at least a few months. So I would say at least a good 3 or 4 months. And, ideally, I would love to leave registration open forever, all the time. But I'll just have to see how many people actually sign up. But I really don't want you to feel rushed. If you're not ready to commit to this yet, don't worry about it. The only rush or the only incentive to sign up quickly is that for that 3-day period between November 9th and November 12th, you are going to get a time-sensitive discount. But, if you're not sure, if you want to wait until you finish other trainings, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. Okay. So yeah, the only reason I would maybe close down registration is if I get too many students signing up and it becomes overwhelming and difficult to manage, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it should be totally fine. Okay, and then the last question I got was, when do I get access to the course? So as soon as you sign up, you get access to everything immediately. So I've, said it a couple times. I'm sorry for those of you who've been tuning in since the beginning, but those of you on the wait list will get first access on November 9th. As soon as your payment goes through, you immediately get access to all of the digital content. Now, keep in mind, the only piece that you won't have immediately is the physical copy of my book, because I have to ship that out to you. So you might need to wait about a week or so to receive that. But other than that, all the lessons, everything is going to be yours pretty much right away. So the day you sign up is the day you get access to it. The This access never, ever, ever goes away. You have it for the rest of your life, pretty much. And you can start and stop and pause whenever you would like. So for the book, please allow 1 to 3 weeks for it to reach you. But again, we did test runs, US and Canada, it was like 3 to 5 business days tops. Europe was about 5 days. Asia and Africa, I wasn't able to test it. I don't have any like contacts there. So we'll see, but I really don't, I can't imagine it taking it more than 3 weeks. So with the book, as soon as you sign up for the online Yin Yoga teacher training, one of the first lessons within the course is just a form for you to fill out. So you just fill up your form, the address, basically your shipping address, and that's what I use. I populate that into Amazon and send it out to you. So it's super important that you be very, very careful when filling out that form. Don't make any mistakes. Check it twice, check it 3 times, because otherwise the book will not make its way to you, and that will be a administrative nightmare to try to fix. But you know, if it happens, it happens. It's no big deal. Okay, so those were all the main questions that I got on Instagram and via email. Are there any other questions that you guys something that's on your mind that you're unclear of? Okay, Laura, let me read. Oh, okay, great, Laura. So Laura asks, are you able to share more about what the requirements will be for the course? Will there be quizzes, essays, sample classes to write, observations, etc.? So in order to get your certificate, there is one final quiz. Now, please don't stress about it. I think I'm trying to remember how many questions are in the quiz. I think it's maybe like 60 questions or so, multiple choice questions. It's, you know, some are challenging, but for the most part, if you went through all the modules and all the lessons, you should have no problem. So yes, there is one quiz. Down the line, I would love to be able to add in other kinds of evaluations, like writing out class plans and things like that. But honestly, it's not something I can offer without knowing how the workflow is actually going to go. So that will depend on how many people I even have in this course. But yes, there is one quiz. So thank you so much. Great question. I just realized that I haven't really talked about that before. So yes, multiple choice quiz, nothing to stress about. And all the answers can be found pretty much in your teacher training manual, in the copy of my book, and in the video lessons as well. Oh, one other question actually that people got is, people asked if they could download the content of the actual course. So I usually like to make most of my offerings downloadable. However, this was one where I can't. So that's, it's unfortunate. I apologize, but no, you cannot download these lessons. There's a really big risk with content like this of it being re-uploaded and resold. So I just can't with that one. The only thing that you will be able to download and keep forever is the yoga teacher training manual. So of course that's like a 100-page PDF document. So you can download that, you can go print it off if you would like, or just save it to your devices. And there are 6 yin yoga classes in there, which you can download and save to your computer if you would like it. What about physical practice? I'm not sure what that question is regarding, but I'll answer it if I can. All right, any other questions? So I posted the link to the waitlist further up in the comments, and I believe someone else also wrote it down. So if you would like to be one of the first people ever to get first-time access, it's gonna open up November 9th, pretty early in the morning, like 7 a.m. I think Eastern time. And then you'll have 72 hours to sign up at the reduced rate. And then on November 12th, on Monday, also at around 7 a.m., I'm gonna launch to the general public. And I probably won't sleep for the next 7 days. All right, guys, are there any other questions while I'm here? Questions, comments, concerns? I'm looking over on my laptop here. Oh, Rachel, can you share a little bit about the syllabus or how the content will be organized? Yes. So before purchasing, on November 9th, basically, or November 12th, I'll release the sales page. It'll be launched to everyone, and on that sales page you'll be able to see like the detailed curriculum where it lists every single video that you can expect within this training. So I wanted to make that super clear so that you know exactly what to expect before you actually, you know, spend your hard-earned money. So price, yes, for now price, I've shared as much as I can, but it's affordable. It's affordable. At least you know, of course price is like relative and subjective, but I've looked at other online yin yoga teacher trainings and mine is more affordable. I don't know. I just didn't want it to be too expensive, you know? It's continuing education. I know yoga teachers very often struggle with funds. So I do believe it's affordable. Okay, in terms of syllabus, let me just go and check real quick. I can read it off for you. I don't mind sharing that. Where do I go? I'm blanking here in my mind. So the syllabus is quite extensive. We cover a lot. What type of YTT do you think is a good foundation for a yin yoga teacher? Hatha, Vinyasa, or other? I would say Hatha. And I would go as far as to say that Hatha is the best foundational training for any kind of yoga instructor. Hatha is the mother of all yoga. It is a system of yoga in which all other styles derive from. Now, of course, Yin is a blend of Hatha yoga as well as traditional Chinese medicine and Taoism. So Yin is kind of in a world of its own a little bit, but my 200-hour teacher training was in Hatha yoga. My 300-hour teacher training that I did with Sienna Sherman was in Raza yoga, which is like a derivative or a division, or that's not the right word, but it's based from Tantra yoga, and like Shaiva Shaktism and all that kind of stuff. But I would say a really well-rounded program is based in Hatha yoga. Okay, syllabus. So what you can expect, the program is broken down in two components, so kind of like two sections basically. So the first part is about philosophy and practical applications, and then the second part is about like teaching yin yoga. So in the first part, lessons will include, and I'll just read them out because I have them here. So what is yin yoga, principles of yin yoga, yin versus restorative, setting up and preparing for yin, the physical, emotional, and mental benefits, an intro to the chakras and meridians, and then separate lessons on chakras and meridians. And then in the teaching yin yoga section, we have sequencing and teaching yin yoga, sequencing tips, asanas, modifying asanas, breathing techniques, counter poses, some of my favorite teaching tips, holding space. And then there are 4 different ways that I like to sequence a yin yoga class. So that's going to be broken down. So there's by peak pose, by meridian, by chakra, and by theme. And then within those 4 types of sequencing, you have 2 yoga classes. Oh my God, I just realized that in all my copywriting, I've been saying that there are 6 yin yoga classes, but there are 8 yin yoga classes that you can access to, not 6, because there are 2 of each. So you get 2 peak pose classes, 2 meridian classes, 2 chakra classes, 2 theme classes. These classes are actually just from my YouTube channel, my Yoga Kassandra YouTube channel, but they're like the perfect example of how you sequence a good yin yoga class based on those principles. So that's the entire syllabus and curriculum. Actually, there's a little bit more because, so once you go through those 2 modules, you then have a course, a little quiz to take. So it's a multiple choice quiz. And then once you get through that quiz, there's another like bonus section, which is like a recommended resource. So resources that I like, books that I like, teachers that I recommend, other programs that I would suggest, things like that. And what else is there? And then there's like a forum, so you can ask questions, chat with other people, ask me questions, leave comments, feedback. I'm definitely going to be looking to you guys, the ones that sign up. I'm going to be asking you for testimonials and reviews, but more than anything, I'm going to be asking you for feedback of what do you think is missing? You know, what else would you like to have covered? Because I'm super proud of this program that I've put together. I think it's really good, but I can already see all the things that I want to add to it. You know, it's very hard for me to be satisfied with what I do. I always feel like it could be better, and clearer, and you know, I'm not really a perfectionist, but I demand a lot of myself, and I'm already like planning the next shoots that I'm gonna do, because you know, one thing I don't have in here is like prenatal yin, and I'm like, oh my god, that needs to be a whole other module, but you know, that won't be for another year or so, but I'm really I will be adding to it. Oh, thank you so much, Midnight in Turkey. Oh wow, thank you so much for staying up this late just for this Q&A. I hope you are going to join our online Yin Yoga teacher training. So I'm probably going to wrap it up as well, but if anyone else has any other questions or clarifications that they like, I'm just looking back in the comments now to see if I missed anything. I think I answered everything. So the link to the waitlist is up in the comments if you would like to get on that, and you'll get an email with a little bit more information. But otherwise, yeah, this is it. This is by far the most stressful project I've ever undertaken, the one I am the most excited and nervous for. I poured my heart and soul into it, and it's basically like the contents of my brain just put out into the world in the form of a training. And you know, you guys I've been on YouTube now. My first YouTube video was in April 2014, so it's going on 5 years now of being on YouTube, which is crazy. I feel like I just started yesterday. But for years, people have been asking me to start offering teacher trainings and yin trainings, and I get a lot of requests for 200-hour teacher trainings. And to be perfectly honest, it's a 200-hour teacher training is not something I've ever felt the desire to host and to teach. However, I have always wanted to do a yin specific one and to do yin workshops. And one other question that I get often from people is if I'm ever going to be offering live yin yoga training. So basically like the live version of what I'm doing here online. And I would love to. There's a very big part of me that would love to kind of make a tour out of it and go to a few key places in Europe and a few key places in America, as well as Canada, and maybe even open it up globally to lead like weekend intensive yin yoga trainings and workshops. But I don't know. That's still just kind of a dream right now. It's not reality. I'm gonna do the online one first, see how that goes. And you know, if the feedback is good and if I feel like this is still the direction I want to go, then yes, I will go ahead and offer some stuff in person. But I don't know, it's very scary. I'm still kind of wrestling with the idea of being like a teacher trainee, you know, like a teacher trainer. Like anyway, it's intense. So Paris, oui, j'aimerais bien aller enseigner à Paris, c'est sûr. Un jour. Come to the UK. I would love to go to the UK for sure. Thank you so much, Sabrina. All right, well, I think this is it, guys. I'm looking over my notes and I answered all the questions that I had received. Oh, the certificate, last thing. So the certificate is digital. You can save it, download it, and print it out if you would like. That was one thing. And for those of you who are teachers and who are registered with Yoga Alliance, if you've never gone through the process of logging continuing education hours before, I actually have a video where I take you through the process step by step. It's super, super easy. That's it. All right. Thank you so much, yogis, for being on this Q&A call with me. If you are watching this after the fact and it's not live and you're just watching the recording and you still have questions that I haven't yet answered, please leave a comment, leave it as a message. You can always reach out to me as well. My email is hello@yogawithkassandra.com, or you can just go to my website, yogawithkassandra.com. There's a contact form on that website that you can use to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help you in any way that I can. Now, on November 9th, from November 9th, I think, to November 15th, I'm probably going to be very busy, so it might take me a little bit longer to answer anyone who reaches out to me, but I'll do my best to, you know, stay on top of my emails and stuff. All right, thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you for being on this call, and I really hope you join me in this online Yin Yoga teacher training. It's going to be pretty magical, I believe. All right, chat soon.